Taylor's Roost.
Well, hey. All right, during the summer, we need to take special care of our skin. And we're not just talking about the sunscreen, although Dr. Linder could talk about sunscreen for 45 minutes. Dr. Jennifer Linder is here with a lot of great tips to help us and to sort of repair all the damage that we've already done, right?
Exactly. So what we find is during the summer, of course, it gets hot, and now the humidity's really kicked up. And so you find your skin, you need to make little adjustments in your skincare routine as you go throughout the year.
Okay, so with the humidity and like even today, just walking outside, what would a day like today do to our skin?
So what ends up happening is as it gets more humid, you have built up dead cells on the surface, and so those actually block the pores. And as the humidity goes up, your body actually starts making more oil sometimes. Okay. And so everything gets kind of clogged up, and you actually get little acne breakouts sometimes,
too. So what should we do?
So one thing you can do, an easy thing to do, is add a toner to your routine if you haven't already done so.
I'm sorry, I want to interrupt you, but speaking of the toner, should we always be using a toner, or there's a certain time when we should use a toner?
So this is actually one of the biggest myths within skincare, is that you have to use a toner. So when toners were first created, soap was really alkaline, which means it was basic. And so you'd wash your face, and you need to do something to get your skin acid again to get it back normal. And that's what a toner does. It's a little bit of an acid. Well, now cleansers tend to be balanced, so you don't actually have to use a toner. So you should be using toner for specific things. Think about it as you're oily, you want to kind of get some of that extra oil off, or you're trying to get dead surface cells off, you're trying to add vitamins to your skin is usually how you think about them. So when I have patients during humid time frames, they're feeling more oily, that's when I'll add a toner.
Okay. And you could tell just by touching and feeling our skin.
Exactly.
We should probably be able to tell, but I think it's harder to test on yourself.
So, think about like after you wash your face, give your skin about 5 minutes, then feel what it feels like. If it's oily at that point in time, then you might need a little bit. And it's usually nose, T-zone, around the nose. Those areas are the areas you need to toner.
So what else should we be doing, with all the different weather that we have here in Arizona?
So you still need to use a moisturizer. You usually need a moisturizer all the time, but you might need a little lighter moisturizer. So my favorite moisturizer for that time frame, or if you have oily skin, is PCA Skin's Clear Skin. It's really light. It has ingredients that help to sort of soak up some of that extra oil, like marigold, lemongrass, cucumber, which actually helps suck.
Oh, doesn't it?
It's so nice. And it's light, but you still are hydrating your skin and keeping it healthy.
Okay.
And then the last thing you want to do is sunscreen.
Yeah. So we don't have 45 minutes for you to talk about sunscreen, though.
Come on, please.
I'll give you 2 more.
2 more. So sunscreen is critical all the time, and especially this time of year, you got to wear it, but you might want to use something that's a little bit lighter. So we have some new sunscreens coming out in September, one of which actually has additional things that help to lighten the skin at the same time as wearing your sunscreen.
I was talking about, we'll go back to that in a second.
And then the other one is something that's really a weightless sunscreen, where it feels like you have nothing on it. We actually called it that, weightless, because it makes sense.
Yeah, when you think of lathering the kids up to go to the beach and how thick that is and they think it's gross, well, yeah, it is. Like, I wouldn't want to have that underneath my makeup all day long.
Exactly. It would feel really heavy. So we try to, when we do product development, think about really light, airy kind of things, because everything's about compliance. If you're not willing to wear it on a daily basis, why have it?
Right.
So we're trying to make more sunscreens that are well designed, they feel light, they have additional benefits, like the pigment control.
Right. Well, let's talk about, since we have a minute left here, we've been going out in the sun, we've been putting on our sunscreen, but if people are like me, I'm noticing spots, and they're not just freckles. I'm noticing age spots coming up on my face, and just recently. What can I do? Besides a photofacial, is there anything that I could do to get rid of some of those spots?
So there are daily things you can do. So like the sunscreen has pigment control in it. There's also my favorite product called Pigment Gel by PCA Skin, and has ingredients in it that actually help to lighten the skin when you use it on a daily basis. So that would be my first choice.
Now, when you say lighten the skin, do you mean just lighten all the damage?
It lightens the brown spots, and it keeps your body from making new brown spots. It actually gets those cells that make the pigment, called melanocytes, to chill out and stop making that bad pigment.
Oh, very nice.
And then help to lift the pigment. And then you add chemical peels to that, and it really kind of helps all the surface come off.
Now, my producer just asked in my ear, remember that book, Freckle Juice? I think that's what she talked about, Judy Bloom, where the lemon, I put lemon all over my body to try to get rid of the freckles. Didn't work.
Yeah, probably doesn't work.
No.
But there are things you can do. Lactic acid, TCA, those kind of
lemons.
Little bit more controlled acids that actually kind of help lift the skin.
And then obviously, if you go through all of that, you have to maintain it. It's almost like when you get braces and then you forget to wear your retainer, you mess it all up again.
Well, that's what the sunscreen's for, is to keep the bad spots from coming back.
Right, and keep, okay. You are located off of Scottsdale Road in Camelback. And you always have some great information, so I really appreciate you helping. And
you're welcome.
I know I sort of get my own consultation when you're like, well, what about this and what about this? But I'm going to try that gel stuff, so
good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so you can go online and you can find out all of the information. It is right there. We have put it under the Lifestyle tab, SonoraLiving.com. You